Mom was just saying that she's going to make this into something. She's getting 2 cups out. She was looking for bowls or jars. There's the jars.
If there's 3 cups here, I'll do it. 1.5 recipe, and we'll do those cinnamon rolls.
She's talking about doing some cinnamon rolls. This is the dishes. This is out of the flour. This is the double mint gum. It helps keep weevil from getting into your flour. Trust me, it works. But Mom's going to measure this out. She's already got 2 cups. She says if she can get 3, she's going to do a 1.5 recipe on the cinnamon rolls that are in her 4-H cookbook from when she was 10. It's actually as good a recipe as any, I think.
I was actually 12 because I didn't learn about 4-H till I was 12.
It's actually a good recipe, and it would match anything that you'd see that was made with Bisquick or anything else. It's just using a quick mix that has probably been around since shortening came about, or probably even since people had lard or butter. They just didn't probably make it in as large a quantities. But it's just a starter for other things. And because of the baking powder, you don't have to add any other leavening. But it looks like we're getting the book back out. And Mom's going to make some biscuits. Just tons of dishes for me to do. That's okay. That's okay. I don't mind dishes. Oh, she says dishes first. I guess that means she wants it clean. Okay. Maybe. So Mom just said a little saying that I thought should have been on camera. It's involving dishes. I need to blow out the camera. The dust from the flour is making it not want to focus. Mom was just saying a little saying that was on her aunt's fridge when she was a child. And I'm going to have her say it again because I thought it was worthy of putting up on the channel, even if I don't have any subscribers and not on Facebook to share it.
I thank the Lord for dirty dishes. They have a tale to tell. While some folks are going hungry, we're eating rather well.
This is a lot of dishes, and it's basically because I've been in the kitchen. So I've got to help get the kitchen clean up, Mom's kitchen. It somewhat can hurt, provided I don't overdo it with my left arm. I'm all right doing dishes. So I'm going to do that, and then when we're done, we're going to make some cinnamon rolls, I think. So we'll get back to that. We've got the counter clean. Mom's got 3 cups of the quick mix here. And the recipe that she wants to do, I believe, is these cinnamon biscuits. And you just make the biscuit, rolled biscuits, and then you do butter and cinnamon sugar. 1/3 cup sugar to a tablespoon of cinnamon. I'll work on getting that. Mom's going to work on doing the thing. So I'll get the 1/3 cup of sugar and the tablespoon of cinnamon. Mom has 1.5 times the mix here. So there's 3 cups. Oh, and that's, wait a minute, look at this, 3 cups mix. So that's actually what it calls for. So she was going to have me do conversions for the...
See, I was doing the Bisquick recipe.
She was having me do the conversion for 1.5, but this is the right recipe. So I'm going to get the cinnamon and the sugar, and I'll do that in one bowl. Mom's going to do this with... we have buttermilk. We're both lactose intolerant. We have almond milk or buttermilk or dry milk. Mom's got the buttermilk at the moment. So she's going to do 2/3 of a cup of that and do this while I make the cinnamon sugar. 2/3 cup. Oh, I want to show you something here. This is, hold on. This is Mom's liquid measure. It's glass, old-fashioned. She literally finds the measure with her finger, her thumb there, and
you can feel the cold come up.
She can feel the cold come up. She's actually holding it in front of the window. She needs a little bit more. She's stopping a little early. She stopped a little early.
You have to measure it, I guess.
I guess I'll have to measure it. But she can do a pretty good job based on temperature if it's something that has a different temperature. This is chemistry. You have a meniscus when you put liquid in something. And you need to fill it to the bottom of the meniscus, not where it crawls the edge. And that's it.
Thank you.
Yep, even with the bubbles, that's it. I got help Mom do that. She's going to do that. I'm going to get some sugar.
You need to melt the butter.
Yes, we'll melt the butter.
Yeah.
Mom just got these the other day. We were at a kitchen store, and they had a 5-pack. These are, I'm not, probably plastic. I'm sure they're not rubber. They might be silicone.
They said silicone.
So I guess they are silicone. Plastic handle. They had the same thing with a bamboo handle. We opted to get these with the plastic because the bamboo, you can't just throw it in the sink and not have to worry about it.
It swells.
The wood swells and can get damaged, and then it can grow bacteria. You're actually better off having the plastic. And while I don't particularly care for plastic, it does have some positive uses in that case, in medical technology, in a lot of ways. Still don't like it, but...
Okay, I need to knead this for a minute, and I would like to use, instead of flour, some of the baking mix.
Okay, Mom's going to need that. Let me get stuff out of the way. I'm going to be doing dishes again. While she's standing there in front of the silverware drawer, I'm going to ask her for a fork. And so I can mix this. I have 1/3 of a cup of sugar and a tablespoon. And yes, it was a tablespoon it wanted of cinnamon. I'm going to stir that while Mom, and let you guys watch Mom do that.
It doesn't make the dough taste floury when you use some of the biscuit mix to knead into it to get it to the right consistency. That's why I do that.
Just seems logical though when you're doing that. Just something interesting. Here's the recipe here. And it says spread with cream or melted butter. Don't have any cream, so it's going to be melted butter. I just thought that was interesting that
It's an old recipe.
after this is rolled, they say that you can use cream instead of butter, and butter is made out of cream, so I don't see why not. But if you actually look at a true butter, not margarine, package, it will list 1 or 2 ingredients. The first ingredient is cream, and the second ingredient, if it's salted butter, would be salt. I'm going to leave Mom doing that. I'm going to melt some butter because she asked me to.
Well, that worked. Spilled it out.
I don't know how much this will take, so I'm just going to melt a 1/2 of a stick of butter. And this is butter. It's not margarine. And don't believe everything they say. In my opinion, this is healthier for you than margarine that's made out of hydrogenated oils instead of real stuff.
Well, it's real oil.
Hydrogenated oil.
Yeah, hydrogenated oil.
And it's amazing how they separate.
Now,
They separate the oils with petroleum distillates. So it's made with petroleum products.
Now I am going to need just a little bit of flour to put down to roll because
my grandmothers, both of them, and my mom said the same thing. And I've been doing yeast breads for a long time, and you do have to get a fill for it. And yeast breads have a different fill than sourdough, so that's something I'm learning.
I am going to need just a little bit of flour in the pantry. But if I kneaded in with flour, the dough would be more tough. But just take a little bit out of there. I'll take a quarter of a cup approximately, and then just sprinkle a little down at a time.
I just melted the butter in the microwave, and this microwave has a setting for melting butter, and I measured the butter based on the 4 tablespoons on the side of it, so that's a half of 8, and it still made a mess in the microwave.
I always dust the rolling pin with flour too. Basically, I put the flour down so that it wouldn't stick to the stone here. There's not going to be an enormous amount of these rolls with this recipe, but it is going to be tasty. They are going to be tasty. The recipe is the rolls are.
Sorry, I'm having to clean the microwave. Gotta love things that don't work like they're supposed to. But it does save getting out of pan and doing it on the stovetop. Although I'm not sure how much that really saves.
Okay.
Mom's gonna get ready.
Brush.
She has she wants the pastry brush. This is the brush from the pretzels. I got it clean. No chocolate, no vanilla,
Caramel.
caramel. Mom and I get along pretty good in the kitchen. We sometimes show that we're irritable or tired or hurting or whatever. But we usually get along pretty good when we're cooking. Always have, and it's probably because I spent a lot of time in the kitchen when I was younger because of the rheumatic fever, and then I just grew to enjoy cooking, probably from that.
Now, James, you're going to have to be my eyes because I can't tell if I've got this all buttered.
Yes, you have it all buttered. Now sprinkle it, and you've got too much powdered sugar too.
Flour.
Powdered sugar. It made more than what you need.
Oh.
I'm putting this back.
Oh, cinnamon sugar.
Sorry.
I couldn't figure out what the heck you were talking about. It's okay.
Usually you figure out what I'm talking about. The recipe called for making 1/3 of a cup of sugar and a tablespoon of cinnamon. I think it used too much. Mom said to use, it didn't call for, but Mom said to use half a stick. We probably could have used 1/4 of a stick.
Yeah, we'll have to make more something.
But we'll make something else with that.
I think this
Mom's
is a little heavy
limited
cinnamon.
sight, and I'm gonna.
Here, you do that, please.
I'm gonna help her with this. It's gonna be a little bit heavy with the cinnamon sugar,
Blend it in.
but it not too. And Mom's gonna start rolling it, and then we'll find a knife and cut it.
Really nice, sharp. I think here, yeah.
The knife that I chose is this one.
Let me have that knife.
And because I just sharpened it for one, and for two, it's just a really good utility size knife. It's a little bigger than a paring knife, but not as big as a chef's knife. It's just a real good multi-purpose knife. I'm gonna get out a. Do you want the half sheet or the air bake?
The air bake, I think.
I'm gonna get out a couple of cookie sheets. I don't know how Mom wants to do it. I guess we should look at the recipe. If this needs something on to coat this.
I don't know. I don't think so. There's so much with the shortening. Biscuits don't have to be the sheet greased.
Onto oiled baking sheet. Lift biscuits with your spatula onto the oiled baking sheet.
Oh dear.
450, and I didn't preheat.
That's okay. These will raise a little while you do that. So
I have now preheating the oven. I'm going to get a spatula so we can put these on, and I'm going to let Mom grease them because I really don't like sticky hands. These will rise a little bit, so Mom's not worried about the fact that I didn't preheat the oven.
I'm just going to spray.
I guess we're going to spray the...
I know,
but
I just don't want to have to go get the shortening out of the fridge.
While Mom has some commercial spray, she also has this really cool mister that you just put, but it's not spraying very well, so I'm going to use the commercial spray.
In the mister, you put the oil in it, but apparently I need to poke a pin in it.
Clean it or something. Okay.
Oh, and now you need to do that one.
This is Vegeline. It's actually a commercial type. It works
I'll be bringing you lunch
really well. That needs washed. There's something on it, on that other one. There's something on this one too. I'm gonna have to rinse these. They have something on them. We'll get back to it. The last time the cookie sheets were used, they had parchment on them, and they got left on the counter. And with Mom's limited vision, she probably thought they'd been washed. They weren't real obviously dirty. I just happened to notice something and feel something, so they got washed.
Did you turn it back on?
Yes, it's back on. I wouldn't be talking if it weren't.
Oh, well.
So I need to dry the other one. This is something that I've noticed that is kind of a new experience in pain. Drying cookie sheets or the half sheet pans, because they're so large. They just, it says to use your spatula to do that. Because they're so large, I have to move my arms more than it's normal, and I feel it. Movement on that left arm.
I
think we're going to get these all onto one pan. It's still heating up. The digital thermometer on the stove says it's at 150 now, and have more dishes to do, but I'm not going to do those quite yet. We'll get back to these when they come out of the oven. Got the cinnamon biscuits, cinnamon rolls out of the oven. They need to go onto a cooling rack off the pan. They just barely came out though. So I've got to spatula, freshly cleaned.
That's not a spatula.
This isn't a spatula. Pancake turner. I'm going to use to put these off onto the cooling rack. Something I noticed when we checked these at 12 minutes was that there was smoke coming off the cookie sheet in the oven, and it's probably because this is a 450 recipe and it was literally cooking the oil off the spray off the cookie sheet. Mom's got some leftover icing that it's cream cheese, store-bought cream cheese that she added green food coloring to do something probably for St. Patrick's Day a couple days ago. Yeah, this will probably be posted sometime in summer. I've got hours and hours and hours to edit and get posted, and for some reason when I'm on the internet is usually the slowest time of day, you know, 10, 11 o'clock at night. Everybody else is on, so I have a hard time getting stuff uploaded. But we're going to put some icing on these, some green cream cheese icing, and I'll show them to you then. And until then, I'm out. Well, we re-examined the green icing, and it was old, and it was actually not store-bought. It was just in a store-bought container. It was some that Mom had made called royal icing, and she said it uses egg whites. She has no idea how long it's been in the fridge. I have no idea how long she's had it in her fridge. But it sets up like mortar. You could probably use it as mortar. The only icing there is some coconut pecan. 2 partials. We may put those together and do it. Not sure. But there's some cherry, but it's just regular. It's not cream cheese. I like the idea of the coconut pecan, but that's just me. It would go with the cinnamon, right? They look good. Move the spoon racks out from underneath. That's the cinnamon biscuits. That's 2 days worth of stuff I'm probably going to put into one. Have a good one. Well, there they are. I did get away with doing the cinnamon. This one here, the coconut pecan. This one here I put on, and it cracked a little bit because the biscuits are a little dry. These I heated it not even a quarter of the container of the coconut pecan frosting for 22 seconds in the microwave, and it came out and just spread wonderfully. Looks much better than this one that I tried to do before I heated it and softened it. They taste good. They look good. We were just discussing that the drop biscuits call for 2 cups and 2/3 cup of milk for the quick mix, and that the rolled biscuits calls for 3 cups and 2/3 cup milk. So maybe it's a misprint. It's actually, I believe it has a revision date of something in the 50s.
But Bisquick, it's the same for rolled or drop.
So, and it was actually printed from a university extension. And Bisquick uses the same recipe for both, so Mom thinks it's just a misprint on the 4-H recipe. There's another one I noticed that called for mixing in the milk, but it didn't tell you how much milk to mix in. So, but it still went well. They still taste good. So,
have a great day.
Mom's finishing off. She said to have a great day. Thanks for watching Perhaps Cooking. Feel free to share, give me a thumbs up, or subscribe.